Hi everyone, it's Jessica here, and oh man, today I'm pulling back the curtain even further on one of the darkest, most psychologically twisted chapters of my life. The time I got entangled in a cult-like wellness group that promised enlightenment but delivered manipulation, gaslighting, and a slow erosion of my sense of self. This story dives deep into the mind games, the emotional hooks, and the terrifying way smart people like me can get sucked in. If you have ever felt lost and searched for belonging, or wondered how cults really work in modern times, this one's going to resonate hard. It's got layers of psychological intrigue, a chilling escalation, a narrow escape, and hard-won lessons on boundaries and self-trust. Let's unpack it slowly, because this one still gives me chills. It started innocently enough about 18 months ago. I was 29, freshly single after that dating scam mess I told you about before, living in Austin, Texas. New city, new job and content creation, but feeling that hollow ache of disconnection. Social media was flooded with manifestation and healing journey content, and one day an ad popped up for a free transformational workshop hosted by this group called Lumina Collective. They build it as a community for high-achieving women seeking deeper purpose. Meditation, journaling, group sharing, no pressure sales. Sounded empowering, right? I signed up thinking it'd be a fun weekend reset. The workshop was in a beautiful rented Airbnb outside the city. Yoga mats, candles, soft lighting. The facilitator, Elena, was magnetic. Warm smile, soft voice, always saying exactly what I needed to hear. "You're not broken, Jessica. You're just awakening." During the first circle share, I opened up about my recent heartbreak and family doubts from the DNA thing. Everyone listened without judgment, hugged me, said things like, "We see your light." For the first time in months, I felt truly seen. That emotional high, it's called love bombing in cult psychology, overwhelming affection to create instant belonging and lower defenses. My brain lit up with dopamine. Oxytocin from the hugs made me feel bonded. I left feeling euphoric, signed up for the paid membership on the spot. Things progressed quickly. Weekly Zoom alignment calls, daily journaling prompts sent via group chat, mandatory accountability partners. Elena encouraged us to cut ties with low-vibe people, friends who didn't understand our journey. I started distancing from my skeptical bestie, rationalizing it as protecting my energy. Psychologically, this is isolation, a classic tactic to make the group your only source of validation. Cognitive dissonance kicked in hard when doubts crept up, like why we had to pay escalating fees for advanced levels. I'd push them down because admitting I'd been duped meant facing shame and loss of that belonging I'd craved. The deeper we went, the weirder it got. Energy audits where Elena would read our chakras and diagnose blockages tied to past traumas, mine supposedly linked to abandonment wounds from adoption fears. She'd prescribe expensive retreats, crystals, even sacred plant medicine ceremonies in Mexico. I maxed out a credit card for one, $4,500, telling myself it was an investment in my soul. During the retreat, sleep deprivation from long sessions, group confessions, and subtle shaming if you questioned anything. One woman broke down crying about doubting the process. Elena reframed it as ego resistance. That's gaslighting 101, making you question your own perceptions until the group's reality becomes the only one. The psychological hook deepened with something called intermittent reinforcement, like a slot machine. Some days, Elena would praise me lavishly, like, "You're one of our rising stars." Others, she'd mirror my flaws harshly to help me grow. It created addiction. I chased the highs, feared the lows. Attachment theory explains this perfectly. She became a pseudo-parent figure, fulfilling unmet needs from childhood. I started parroting their language, raising my vibration, releasing limiting beliefs. Friends noticed I sounded different, more robotic. Inside, anxiety built, intrusive thoughts questioning if this was all BS, but the fear of leaving, losing the family, facing judgment, paralyzed me. That's the sunk cost fallacy plus trauma bonding. The breaking point came during an initiation ceremony. We were blindfolded, led in a circle, told to share our deepest shame. Mine, doubting Elena. When I hesitated, she pressed, "If you can't trust the process, maybe you're not ready for ascension." The group chanted affirmations around me, pressure mounting. I felt panic rising, depersonalization kicking in, like I was watching myself from outside my body. In that moment, something snapped. I ripped off the blindfold, said, "This isn't right," and walked out. Elena followed, pleading, "Don't let fear win." But I kept walking to my car, shaking, tears streaming. Drove home at 3 a.m., heart pounding. The aftermath was brutal. Withdrawal-like symptoms, anxiety attacks, guilt for abandoning the group, nightmares of being shunned. I blocked everyone, deleted the apps. Therapy helped unpack it. My therapist explained I'd experienced narcissistic abuse dynamics, idealization, devaluation, discard threat. Cult recovery resources, yes, modern wellness groups can qualify as light cults, taught me about thought reform techniques, loaded language, control of environment, mystical manipulation. I journaled obsessively to reclaim my narrative, reconnected with real friends slowly, and rebuilt trust in my intuition. The twist? Months later, a Reddit thread blew up, ex-members sharing similar stories. Turns out, Lumina was run by Elena and her partner, funneling money into their lifestyle while using pseudoscience to exploit vulnerable women. No charges stuck, they were careful with wording, but the exposure collapsed their following. I contributed anonymously to the thread, cathartic. Now, I spot red flags instantly. Anyone promising quick fixes to deep pain, demanding exclusivity, shaming doubt. This experience rewired me. I learned belonging can't come from external groups. It starts inside. Boundaries aren't mean, they're self-love. And vulnerability? Share it with people who've earned it, not strangers selling enlightenment. I'm more grounded now, skeptical but open, and yeah, a little protective of my energy. Whew, that was heavy, but sharing it feels like reclaiming power. If you've ever been pulled into something that felt off but kept going, you're not alone, and you're stronger than you think. Drop your thoughts below. Have you encountered a spiritual group with dark undercurrents? Like if this hit deep, share to warn others, and subscribe to StoryLife for more raw, psychological deep dives. Hit the bell, tomorrow's another one. See you soon.